Hey guys, what's up? Demonology here. I'm gonna tell you the 11 reasons why I think this generation sucks. 11 to 1. 11 being the least sucky-ish, and number 1 being the one that sucks the most. Okay, so number 11 is trends. If you're not doing the same thing others are doing, like a bunch of sheep in the herd, you're automatically the black sheep. You're automatically the weird one. Um, and yeah, it sucks. They jump from trend to trend, then to another, and then to another. I mean, they just go with the flow, and I think that sounded a little bit ghetto. But yeah, they just go with whatever's going on in pop culture. Like, for example, the whole shuffling thing, which was when, what was it called? Party Rock Anthem came out. Um, and I remember I saw every kid in the hallways, recess. I always saw them that they were like shuffling, and that was annoying. Then there was then before that there was the Twilight trend, the whole Team Edward, Team Jacob, like treating movie characters like they're gods. And then before that, it was all about the Jonas Brothers. The girls were so annoying. Always talking about the guys in the band, Joe, Nick, and the other one I think is called Kevin. And why I know the names is because of those girls that wouldn't shut up about them. Yeah. So there's that. And then before that it was the whole Disney Channel thing with Hannah Montana and all that shit. I mean, I didn't really mind people liking it, but they were so annoying with it. Like, they were always talking about it, and I know most of my subscribers, you guys hate Avenged Sevenfold, and you guys are like, oh, you're a poser because you hate these people more than Avenged Sevenfold, and Avenged Sevenfold's a disgrace to metal and all that stuff. No, well, trust me, these people that I said were always talking about the Jonas Brothers and all that shit. They were more annoying than Avenged Sevenfold because Avenged Sevenfold they stuck, but yeah, I mean since they're a band that nobody cares about, nobody's talking about them. Of course, there were sometimes in like middle school where like, oh yeah, man, I heard that song "Nightmare" by Avenged Sevenfold. It's badass and all that stuff, but it was just a small minority. Okay, number 10 is music taste. Now, these are the worst because they're always saying things like rock sucks and metal sucks, and they're always like talking shit about the classics. Um, and they always think they have like a good taste in music, but they actually don't. They actually don't, because all they listen to is what's in the top 40 in the radio. They're always, you always hear them singing along to Rihanna, Kesha, Chris Brown, and all that shit. And yeah, they think they actually know music. And yeah, the ones that listen to rock, they're always listening to You know, your typical Nickelback, Fear of a Dead Man, Linkin Park, Green Day. Well, okay, with Green Day, I could give them a pass on it. Fallout Boy, um, Creed, and you know all of that other shit. And yeah, they think they're the most cult in music, but they really aren't. They're just listening to the shit that the radio's feeding to them. Yeah. Okay, number 9 is kind of like number 10, but it's way different. Scene Kids. Yeah, we know them and we hate them. Um, and yeah, I know the whole Scene Kid subculture is dying. Because, you know, you hardly see any Scene Kids. And fortunately, there's no Scene Kids in my town. Maybe just one or two. They always act weird. They always act like this isn't a face. This is just me. And yeah, they're acting like really childish. Their hair dye is like it's a mess, really. Even Alyssa Whiteglass's hair dye looks better. Yeah. And they're always, you know, listening to, you know, Skates of Fate, Falling in Reverse, and all that shit. And then they think their music is like so hardcore when they haven't even heard of Dying Fetus or Possessed. Yeah. Okay, number 8 is Wiggers. Um, these, unfortunately, I have them in my town. And yes, I've seen them in the US too. Always the ones wearing like extra large t shirts or like extra large t shirts. And you know, the pants, it's like showing half of their ass. Their hats are on backwards, and yeah, then they're like listening to rap music, and then they're all like rapping and shit like that. It's like they're all like, "Hey, what's up, dog?" and stuff like that. They're you know they're acting like if they're black, and they aren't. Yeah, they think they're real cool and all that stuff, but really they're dumbasses who are, which most of them are gonna end up fucked up or either you know cleaning up after the town. Yeah. Number 7 is Posers. And yes, I know many of you will consider me as posers because I like some bands that are hated, like Manowar, for example. But yeah, posers, like, for example, the ones that think they're metalheads, you ask them, like, what kind of music do you like? And they're always like, metal. And like, oh, what bands do you like? And the answer is Avenged Sevenfold, Slipknot, Metallica, Disturbed, Mudvayne, Korn, and Bullet for My Valentine. I mean, okay, yes, I know I mentioned Metallica, but for Metallica, it's never the early albums they like. It's always, you know, either songs from the Black Album, you know, Enter Sandman, Sad But True. Uh, they think that Load and Reload are metal albums, and they aren't. And yeah, they also like Death Magnetic. Um, yeah, I mentioned Mudvayne. Yes, Mudvayne is a band that new metal kids really like. I like Mudvayne. I love them, but yeah, they're one of the few new metal bands that are actually pretty good. But still, it doesn't change the fact that any thrash or death metal band can easily destroy them. Um, yeah, it's always that, and they think they're like the ultimate metalhead just for listening to that shit. Okay, number six is loss of creativity. Reason why I'm saying this is because pop music back then. Okay, I may not like it, but you know, it was creative. You gotta admit it was creative. You know, your typical Michael Jackson, Jackson 5, and I don't know what his name is, that guy who's like, never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down. I sing horrible, I know, but I was, just singing it so you guys could be familiar with it since I don't know the singer's name. So yeah, all that stuff was creative, but right now it's just auto tune, same music structure. There's some songs that are the same, like for example, California Girls and TikTok by uh, Kesha. California Girls being by Katy Perry. Like they're the same song, just with a different singer, and yeah, they're always like uh, it's more about the image than it is about the music. Cause if you see their music videos, they're always dressed a different way, all dancing around and shit. And some people may think like, oh, that's creative, but I think it's shit because it looks like something that a 5-year-old would be imagining. Um, videos about girls twerking and stuff like that to get guys horny and to like the music. It's because music, like these days, it's becoming more of a market than uh, about the music than it is about the music. Um, let's see, yeah, autotune. I already said that. The songs are always about the same thing: love, party, drugs, butts, breasts. Um, and for in this case for rappers, it's about being the top dog in the neighborhood. Yeah. Okay. Number five is cell phone usage. Now with cell phone usage, this one is mostly with, well, most of them are uh, they mostly stick to teenagers, but the cell phone usage sticks mainly to teenagers. So anyway, about cell phone usage, because you always see teenagers most of the time that are walking in the store when they're with their mom for shopping for groceries, when they're in the mall with their friends. You expect them to be with their friends all talking and laughing and whatnot, but they're always there in their cell phone texting. And yeah, though I may have a good cell phone, I don't waste my time with my head buried in it all texting. If I'm there talking with family or friends, I'm talking with family or friends. And if it's for text, then it's usually something that takes like 2 or 3 minutes, and that's it. And yeah, that's why they say people need to bond more, because you always see the teenage son or teenage daughter, mostly the teenage daughter, that they're always texting their friends instead of spending time with the family or with friends who are actually there. Okay, number four is people thinking they're better. Yeah, you always see these people. They always have a better phone than you, a bigger house. They were able to do things that they were able to do things that you aren't able to do yet, and just for that they think they're superior to you. They think they're better, and they're not, because it's bullshit. Because then later they're gonna be the ones ending up in a worse situation. And with people thinking they're better than everyone, it happens a lot. It especially happens in school. You know, the preppy chick. She suddenly sees a boy who she thinks he's ugly, and then she says like ew, and the guys are like, what I do? I don't even like you, and I didn't even get close to you. I mean, it's like that. Do you really need to make people feel bad? If people are ugly, then just let them be ugly. And besides, for you people thinking you're the most attractive and all, please don't flatter yourself. What? You think you're gonna come out later in a magazine or something? You're probably gonna be looking for a chick who doesn't have a flat chest. Yeah. And yeah, you think you're gonna come out in movies and all that stuff? Okay, well, no, no, wait, no. Also, the jocks that are quarterback in the football team. You know that stereotype in the American movies or the American cartoons, um, or the typical Spider-Man stories, where it's always the guy that's always studying, like he only has one or two friends. Then the jock is always getting the girl, having a full circle of friends, and yeah, then they're the ones failing, and later they're asking the nerd for help. Yeah, they think they're better, but then later they end up in shitty jobs like construction worker. Uh, some of those people that need to move boxes around in a store, in a storage room. Yeah, they always end up with shitty jobs like that. Or the girl who says you to everyone. Yeah, she always ends up being the airheaded model who just comes out in magazines, but then later when they start getting old, uh, yeah, they don't find them attractive anymore, and their life is ruined. Okay, number three is unequality to genders. Yeah, they always give more respect to the women because women are like quote unquote fragile and all that stuff. I mean, they're always carrying the heavy stuff for them and stuff like that. I understand if it's like a friend, a boyfriend, or a husband, and they're carrying the heavy stuff for their female friend, girlfriend, or wife. Then okay, yeah, that's fine. But if it's someone that you don't even know and you ask them to give you a hand, I mean, come on, really, just try to do it by yourself. Besides, that person you asked out of nowhere, they probably had their own plans. They were probably getting to somewhere that they had to go. And also, women, please just try to lift weights, please, and not the light weights. Try to lift some of the heavy ones, because you always see these girls in the gym. They're always lifting the light weights or just carrying the stick where you're supposed to put the metal wheels on them. They're always just carrying the stick on its own with no weight on it. And when they see a guy doing it, they always tell him like, "Oh yeah, hey man, you should lift more weight." I mean, really, if the guy wants to be a weakling, just let him be a weakling. Besides, he's the one always carrying the heavy stuff, and the girls who are supposed to be independent and all. They have to get some muscle in them if they want to lift the heavy stuff when they don't have daddy or their big brother to help them, or little brother in my case. Yeah, it was always like that with my sister. I always told her like, "Hey, I'm okay helping you carry the heavy stuff, but you need to lift a little bit of weights so you can lift the heavy stuff." And there's also that thing where like um, you like, oh, you're not supposed to hit girls and all that stuff. But you know what I say to that bullshit? Because if you beat up on a weak guy because he was, insulting your lady or something like that, and you beat him up, people, they give praise to you and all that stuff. But when you beat up a girl, either for self-defense or because they were making fun of your family or your friends or something, then they're always like, how dare you hit a girl, whether that girl was weak or tough. Yeah, they always look down on people who hit chicks. Yeah, if you for example are one of those guys that beats on your woman um because you're supposedly the king of the castle, then yeah, it's stupid. You deserve to be put away and all that shit. But if you hit a chick because of self-defense or stuff like that, then yeah, in my opinion, it's okay. It's like, for example, that case in where was it? London, I think, where there was this girl beating up on a guy, pushing him and all that stuff. But then when the guy was hitting back, well, no, wait, first when the girl was hitting the guy, nobody did anything. Everyone just stood there and watched, went on with their business. But then when there was a guy hitting the girl, there was a guy out of nowhere just pushing the guy. Like, hey, the girl's not always the innocent one. Please, just to clarify that. And they get hit. Yes, in most cases they haven't done anything wrong, but in some cases they have done something wrong, and that's the reason why their man or another man is hitting them. Okay, well, now we're moving on to number 2. Number 2 is selfies. You see them everywhere. And it's fucking annoying. You always see the girl, for example, holding a peace sign, then, they have their lips like if they're gonna give out a kiss. And they're taking like 1,000 pictures of it, wasting their memory. And on their Twitter page, it's mostly filled with selfies or either dumb pictures they took with their friends. Well, I'm running out of time. So for now, I'll talk about numbers 1 and 2 in the next video. See you soon.